Hey, you know what it is, man? Hella classic. Yeah, I got two people just kicking it with me today. Of course, I'm at the beach just chilling. But shout out to the homie Mr. Swift, one of my partners in crime for a long time.
Yes,
And
sir.
of course, the Long Beach legend, and not you, Swift, the real Long Beach legend. I'm talking about Warren G. What up, Warren?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm chilling, man. That's it's a real nice plaque behind you.
Yes, indeed. They gave it to me a couple years ago at the Crush Groove Power 106 and 935 K Day. Uh, Pretty dope. I got a whole bunch of them, but this one is in my little cubby hole I'm in right now, and I like that. So nice, good background.
Hell yeah, I saw you on Hot 97 representing too, so I was like, go ahead, Warren.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, first things first, man. You got a banger with Ty Dolla right now.
Yeah, and you know that. So just wanted to get some good music out there, a good vibe, a good feeling out there, because of the things that we're going through as far as the pandemic, the injustice as far as the police brutality, and then this racism out there at the same time. So just giving people a break from all that, not saying don't stop fighting for what you're fighting for, but just get away for a second and catch this vibe. And it's a record that give you that good feeling of summertime where, you can blaze to it, smoke to it, barbecue to it, dance to it, whatever, and drive to it. Just just like a time out to get a good feeling. And that's what I wanted to do. I hit Ty. He told me to come up to the studio. He said, don't forget to bring some Sniffy Griffins, because that's what I do too, my barbecue and salsa. And he got in there, let him hear the beat. He heard it and he loved it, and went in there for about 30 minutes and came out with the banger.
You know what it made me feel like? And I'm sure you probably heard this. And I'm
Mhm.
not saying this just like on some like throwaway phrase. Like I truly mean this
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
huge fan of music and a huge fan of your music. It gave me for the first time in a long time the feeling of you and Nate again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'm not saying Ty can
uh,
replace Nate, but it just gave me
yeah.
that feeling with just.
I told him we needed to do an EP together, but he hadn't hit me back yet on it. But if he down to do that, we should do an EP real quick on everybody and really show him show him something different. Yeah. And but I mean it feel good to have somebody on the record that know what to do on the record, because that's how Nate was. He knew exactly what to do. And Ty, he nailed it. He got in there and I gave him the concept and he got on the song and really, really nailed it. Mm-hmm.
How often do you stay in the studio? Because when I heard this song, it was no fall off. It was no drop off. It was like you could tell when somebody is kind of rusty and they got to get back in the groove. But this
Yeah,
was like, oh no, Warren as a rapper, but even as a producer, he's
yeah.
been warmed up this whole time.
Now I'm in here right now. In my little cubby hole, you can't see everything that's down here, but because I'm on I'm on my iMac, so I can't show you. But I got everything right here, like my speakers, my keyboard, all this shit right
So
here.
is it an everyday thing? You just in the lab, just always creating
I
like.
come in this motherfucker every day.
So has there been any breaks like since your career till now? And I mean like real breaks. So
Nah, none. I mean, as far as not dropping music, it was kind of, it's been breaks, but music, no. I'm nonstop with music. I do that shit all day, every day. So I got music, I got songs, I got beats, I got everything. It's just and the way the industry is today is kind of like I was kind of like tripping. Like I finally learned about like the streaming world, because that's all I'm hearing. Okay, the streaming is how you get paid and this, that, and this. But then I found out you only get paid like 0.08 cents a stream. I was like, damn, this ain't worth it. We got to figure this out. And then you got to sell 1 million streams to make like 4,000 or some crazy shit like that. That's crazy. But so it's like you know, it's kind of like music nowadays is just a tool to push your brand, and as far as like selling merch and starting up something else, you know. But it's like that kind of killed me when I heard that, and I was like, damn. So I'm pouring my heart into my music, and this is what we get out of it. That's, to me, it's just like that shit is like some slave type shit. You know? That's why I'm trying to get my masters back right now from Def Jam.
Ooh, how's that going? Because that's a
I mean, shit, it's gonna have to go right. Shit, they've been living off me for almost
that's what
30
I'm
years.
saying. Like that's the type of
Yeah,
song. I mean, the album is a great album, but I'm talking about the single
yeah,
regular in particular. It's the type of song you live off that shit for the rest of your life.
exactly. And they've lived off of it for like shit, 30 years of my life.
Have they been receptive to the idea?
Huh?
Have they been somewhat receptive, or is it more of a fight? Or
Nah, it ain't. We haven't. You know, I put it out there. You know, I've been talking to like bosses about it, and they're reaching out to them because they know him. Like, you know, let's try to make this where he can get that back. You know, they've been you guys been living off of them for almost 30 years. This is my hard working money, y'all. I didn't bought cars, I done bought houses for families, and put kids through college and all kind of shit. Now let me do that for mine. That's why I was, you know, I've been kind of upset about that, because I'm like, damn, Regulate got 235 million streams. Where the fuck is my shit at? Yeah, but if I owned the masters, that all 235 million streams, that would be all mine. I wouldn't have to pay this person, that person, that person, and that person. Right now, it's going through 2 or 3 different people before I get paid. That's not right. When you recouped and made over 100 million, give me mine.
for real. And we all seen the documentary. We've all heard the stories. You saved Def Jam when you came in the
Yeah,
building.
that's all. Just
That's
for
the
me
least they
saving
what?
Def Jam, that's the least they could do, man. But now if I put that shit all in the press, and you know, that's when it'll get ugly. I could just blast them right now. Like, I need my shit. I got proof. You got Russell Simmons saying it. You got Kevin Lyles saying it. You got Leor Cohen saying it. Give me my motherfucking masters. They telling you I saved the motherfucking company. What's the problem? Let me live now. They done made over $100 million. Plus, to date, is even more. You know, Regulate went double platinum again.
Yeah.
But I'm unrecouped.
No, they didn't say you're
I
unrecouped, did
swear
they?
to God, they telling me that I got on my one of my royalty statements unrecouped for $1 million and something dollars. I'm like, how the
How
fuck am I $1 million and something
came
dollars
out like over
unrecouped?
20 years ago, or the album?
Yeah, that's how you know it's some bullshit. And if we go to court, Russell's on camera saying it, Kevin Lyles on camera saying it, it's everybody on camera saying it. What's the problem with y'all giving me my shit back? That's proof right there. Straight up. That's all I want. I ain't trying to tear them down like give me all. I ain't saying give me a gang of motherfucking money. I ain't said nothing about money. Just give me my masters. I'm gonna make my money. Shit.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I can't say you're being unreasonable. Like I don't think anybody thinks that at all.
Shit is crazy.
Hey man, industry rule number 4080.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
for
shit
real.
still applies to date.
It's fucking crazy, and I gotta assume there's a lot of artists in your position that just aren't speaking up.
Ain't none of them speaking up. Nobody. But it's all good. I mean, that's why it's hard for me to continuously drop music, because you got so much different. You got so many hoops and loops you got to jump through just to, you know, let people get a chance to hear your music. But once again, thank God for the platforms, because I got Instagram, you know, I got Facebook, I got, you know, and Spotify and Apple, like I said, all those platforms where people somehow it gets to them and they figure it out, like, okay, he got some shit out, you know. And then you got to constantly pound that motherfucker social media, pound your social media my shit, then the record with Ty Dolla is got a lot of streams with no promotion, hardly. All I did was blast the shit on my Instagram, my Facebook, and my Twitter, and I'm at a million streams that fast. And we just dropped it on the 10th. So I'm just working on it to build up and build up so they can add it to the other algorithm playlist, from the traction that it's getting. And then from there, it's just about just promoting. Tidal is another good platform.
So with everything you're saying, Warren, is there plans to put out like an album to accompany the single, or are you kind of just like, man, I want to put out music, but I'm kind of good right now until I can get this resolved? Or like, where are you at with like putting out?
I'm just gonna drop singles for a while, and then I'm gonna start. I'm gonna set it off. Like if Ty want to do that EP, then we'll knock that motherfucker down in shit about 3 or 4 days. That's easy. But as far as just me doing a straight full length, I'm gonna just drop a few singles first, maybe about 4 or 5 singles. I got another one that I just worked on the other day. I think, let me see, I might be able to, I should have played, I probably could play it in here.
Speaking of Def Jam though, that album, and this is personal. Like, I'm not just saying this because you're on here. We just have a music talk. And Swift, you can chime in on this, man. I remember during that era when it was like the G-Funk, the Death Row, everything.
Uh-huh.
And we've had this conversation many times, Swift. You were my favorite out of that whole thing as a rapper and a producer, to be honest with you. Like, that's not to discredit nobody on Death Row, not to discredit Quick, who's a homie, but to me, I just think you had that little, it was G-Funk, it was gangster, but it still gave me that hip hop feel. And I could tell that you were like a hip hop head when I heard that album as like a kid.
All I used to listen to was Tribe Called Quest, like Das Effects, and I was into the more like that type of that style of hip hop, along with being banging 415 and from Richie Rich and D-Lo, so I was in different, like every type of music in hip hop, but I did have that straight MC hip hop feel, but then I added that gangster, the other shit to it, changed it up. And I mean, I'm a hip hop, I used to listen to Freestyle Fellowship.
Oh, shit.
Immortality, Vendor, Immorality, Reality, Yality, all of that. I used to listen to everything, and I don't know, all that shit just inspired me, man, and just some of it in everything I do.
It totally showed in the music. Like, even certain samples you would pick that, like, you made them G-Funk, you made them dope, but it's like, damn, flip that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, Warren, I wanted to ask you, in terms of newer artists, let's talk about new artists right now. Do you think the new artists gravitate towards like your production style now? Like if because I'm sure a lot of young artists hit you up and they'd be like, Warren, give me a beat. Or do you think they were like, I don't want to fuck with Warren too much because his style, the G-Funk thing isn't my style?
No, that's what they looking for right now. Yeah. All the artists looking for that 90s feel, so I mean, I've had a lot of writers chime in with me to send music to them so they could write to it. And I mean, I'm right there. I got music that people ain't heard, but it's just as dope as the stuff that's on the radio. Like I say, for instance, like the Roddy Ricch, that high fashion, motherfuckers be like, damn, Warren, did you do that? No, because that's the same type of instruments I use. So Mustard was thinking G-Funk, like that's G-Funk. That's my style right there. Yeah. And it was dope. And the record, and look what's happening. The record it then took off. But that's my style right there. I ain't saying he biting. That's the West Coast. He using that West Coast good feeling.
That sound.
Shit that we do with the live instruments and you know, shit like that, chords, strings, rings, melody.
So there was a song on there, Warren, and I don't believe anybody's ever asked you this, but I've always wanted to ask you this. I've never got a chance to ask you this. You have a song called "What's Next." You probably know what I'm gonna ask right now.
I already know.
Your verse, you know what?
I'm gonna tell you straight up. I was just in a mode where a mood where I was like, fuck it, let's just keep it like it is. Like,
those who don't know, Warren's verse comes in sick, and you could tell just by the first two words he's about to bust. What's next? What's next? And then he spells next, but he spells it what's NXET is
hey, I said fuck it, I ain't changing that because that's I'm like fuck it, people know what the fuck what I mean. It was like a real freestyle feel, like, you know, I'm freestyling, so niggas fuck up and freestyle, so I didn't want to change it. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep that shit like that. So that's why I went into all the mother crazy. I'm saying in my mind, I'm like, God damn, I done fucked up. But I was like, I said, man, don't even change that shit. Keep it just like that. I don't even give a fuck.
Was there anybody like the engineer or somebody in the crew that was like fighting with you though? Like, Warren, you might.
Oh, everybody was fighting me. Everybody. But I said, nah, I'm gonna keep it just like that. I was like, fuck it. It was a fuck up and a freestyle. And when niggas freestyle and they don't say stop and redo it, you know what I mean? So it's like shit. It's like fuck
the flow was there though, because you was riding that beat. So I think you wrote the beat so well, a lot of people didn't even catch it. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to lyrics, so I was like, oh damn, that's a typo. Swift, what's your favorite Warren G song, man?
Ooh, my favorite? Man, you don't see what I see. That you know what? I have college flashbacks when I hear that song, or like not even college flashbacks. I remember, so I used to do a radio show at UC Irvine, right, at KUCI, and my show was like an underground hip hop show.
God damn, Swift, how old are you? About 55?
You know, the way I'm feeling with this quarantine and with this whole stay-at-home bullshit, I feel like 55. As you can see, I haven't cut my hair or shaved in 3 months, so I'm looking 55. But nah, when I was doing my college radio shit, we was all like underground hip hop, right? So we were playing like you know, Tried by 12, you know, like shit like that. But at the end of the day, I would still play your records in there.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like, and that was one at that time. That brings me back to that time.
Yeah.
And kind of just brings me in that era. That was my joint. And yeah. And then when Noah and I met, we did a radio station back in San Bernardino back in the day. And one of my mixers, shout out to DJ iRock, he put that shit on the 10 o'clock mix at night.
I remember.
I damn near fell out my chair because I was like, oh shit, when's the last time you heard that on the radio? Like,
yeah.
And I think that's what's missing from today is not to knock anything from today.
We need more. We need Damian Young's back at radio. But Damian Young was he I ain't gonna lie, he set this shit up but he wasn't like on no bullshit. If it was dope, it's gonna get played. If it wasn't dope, it wasn't gonna get played.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like, you know, thank God that we got a Spotify or Apple Music and all these other streaming companies and these other platforms that's still authentic. They ain't on no pay to play shit. But this is just how the game is being played. Yeah, you send me this interview so I can keep the I'm gonna put the footage on record. I'm gonna use it for skits and all kind of shit. So if y'all can send it to me, I want to use the audio. But anyway, I mean, we could talk about some other things. I don't want to be going in just be, because I don't want to sound bitter, because I'm not one of them type of motherfuckers. I'm not a bitter motherfucker, but it is bitter motherfuckers out there that older ones make guys like myself look bad. Because you got some bitter motherfucker talking about, oh, fuck them young niggas. Blah, blah. No, you can't do that, because some of these young niggas I like. I like Roddy Ricch. I like all the younger artists like they're like Polo G and Stunner from Vegas and Lil Baby, and yeah, I like them little niggas. Cause they talking about they giving you the story of what they going through in this new generation. But what they got to do is, okay, you done made it through this, made it through that. Okay, now it's y'all turn to put the twist back down to say, okay, I made it. This is what you got to do to get out of it. That's it. But you can't continuously keep swirling around the same shit, killing niggas, trapping in the nigga, bitch, got 100 racks, bitch. You can't constantly just keep pounding that shit. Start graduate. We did. We graduated. You know, I'm not saying to nobody, don't stop partying, have your party shit, your song, bam. But you gotta send some type of message in there. Ain't nothing wrong with going to the strip club. I'm not saying that. Ain't nothing wrong with getting the bag, you know, how you do it musically. But at some point, you done been through the trap, you done been through the jail system, you done been through the dope gang, all this shit, everything there. It's time to take that. You told the story. Now it's time for you to step over one step up and say, okay, I'm gonna still use this element, but I'm gonna use the element to teach these younger guys that's younger than me to learn how to not go through it and still get into where you can make a living out of it and take care of your family, invest in other things.
Yeah.
But it's hard for, you know, Lil Baby did it when he just when he did that record where he was talking about the motherfuckers putting the knee on the, he did that shit in their type of way. And that was dope, you know, and that's why he winning right now. He stepped outside the box of that regular shit, but he still had a little bit of that element in it, but he stepped outside of the box and he went and still laid it down and they get it. Now it's all in these niggas about these motherfuckers listening to what he said and adapting to what he said, you know, as far as like changing they life, this, that, and this. You know, you gotta wanna change. You know, a lot of these people, these kids don't wanna change. You gotta wanna change and better yourself. It ain't that hard. I'm a proven fact of that. I went back and got my high school diploma. I had to go to a continuation school. Years after I got out of school, I went back and got my diploma, my high school diploma, got all my shit. I was like, you know what? My mother and father is not happy with me. I fucked up. I was doing this. I started doing that, doing this and that, getting in trouble. I'm getting ready to make them happy. And that's what I did. I went back and did that shit and came back and told them, you know, like I graduated, I did this, I did that, you know, I'm good now. And it, you know, and I just had kept pushing and just went on and pushed and pursued the music like I wanted to do it, you know. But it's all good.
Nah, man, I don't think you sound bitter. Honestly, I think you're just giving us insights. And I think a lot of this is inspired in a lot of ways, man. And honestly, Warren, thank you, man. Because thank you for the time. Thank you for breaking this shit down to us. Because a lot of this we don't know. You know what I mean? So
For everyone watching, that's wise advice from an OG.
yeah, man.
And it's crazy because I know the younger generation of hip hop has always been like any music, whether it's hip hop, rock and roll, it's always rebellion, my style. But you got to listen to the OGs. You know what I mean?
Like, oh, them old ass nigga. You hope that you can do my age.
Okay. Hope you get to that age, right? Like,
yeah. And hope you have a career that allows you.
And like all the dudes, I'm telling you, it was a certain little era where a few years back where you had all these dudes talking about, yeah, the OGs ain't just that. Now y'all the niggas that these new niggas is calling old.
Yup. I remember Little Bert called somebody old because they were 25 years old.
now what? You niggas is 30, 35. Some of y'all tipping at 40, maybe a little over 40.
Yeah.
You know, now what's up?
Yep.
Now you see what we was trying to tell y'all. Now you trying to tell these guys what to do. When we laid the law, we laid it down. It should have trickled down.
Yep.
But it's like it's like set right here. It ain't going up. It's set right here because it ain't nothing but murder, sex, money, and murder.
Yeah, man. For real.
That's
Yeah, I
all.
feel like we can talk about this all day, man. Warren, thank you again, brother. Thank you for your time.
Good.
Anytime.
Give me a
I
record.
feel
I
this
got
interview might do some numbers.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna use that shit right in the song. I'll piece that shit up to go to the next song. Bam. Right into some shit that's talking about some real shit.